They say that he is one of the best jumpers to wear the orange and blue. KeAndre Bates is a 3-time NCAA and SEC champion, winning all those titles as a junior last year. But every athlete, no matter how great they are, faces their own challenges. For Bates, his challenge is decluttering his mind and relieving the immense pressure he puts on himself before every jump.
I'm progressing. I'm focusing better than I was. If anything, we do things personally, so I had to figure out how to, rearrange everything so that I can think about things in the right order so I can, function. And, we gotta function. And so, I'm figuring out triple jump, figuring out how to let some of my emotions go, or more so, embrace my emotions. Because I used to be I hesitate a lot in everything. So it's weird when you hesitate in one thing in one part of life, you're gonna hesitate everywhere. So I have to stop hesitating in general and allow myself to express myself too. So
he sometimes puts too much pressure on himself, and he overthinks things. So if Coach Peterson said move back 6 inches, then KeAndre heard move back 6 inches and do this and do this and do this. So he has a tendency to overthink things and overprocess things. So the thing that I think he did a better job of last year, and we've already challenged him to do better of this year, is just take the instruction, do exactly as Coach asks, don't overthink it, so let's see how good you can be.
Bates' tendency to overanalyze even the simplest of instructions comes with the territory of being a deep thinker. Bates often loses himself in his own thoughts, dissecting anything from jumping mechanics to outer space, foods, or even the human spirit itself. Assistant coach Nick Peterson embraces his pupils' wondering thoughts and always enjoys the journey that is a conversation with KeAndre Bates.
I guess the fun part is KeAndre and I can just be talking and see how far we find ourselves down the rabbit hole, if you will, where we can talk about all sorts of other things. It doesn't have to just be triple jump, it doesn't have to just be long jump. Whether it has to do with raising children or, all the way to what he wants to do with his life. It's nice that you can have those conversations with an athlete.
I do enjoy the fact that he allows me to express myself with that. Yes, I completely, it's a blessing for me, because you don't get the people that can be able to accept all of you all the time, and he if I was to show him, he would be okay, I'm listening, and because he loves me, he's my his family.
Part of the pressure Bates puts on himself comes from being the latest in a long line of NCAA champion Florida jumpers. Last year, though, Bates found a way to set that aside and just enjoy the thrill of competition.
Being able to grow up in the shadows of Marquise Dindy and the other jumpers that came, Omar Craddock, and even though they weren't here, Christian and Will, they get thrust into that fraternity. So I think that he understood what he was getting to when he got here. But I think the thing that he did last year was he got on the runway and stood up and said, "Hey, these are my championships. I'm gonna go out and win them."
I basically self-talked myself into becoming a different person. That's what it felt like. I just dropped all my hesitation, dropped all my fears, dropped all my I embraced everything that came, and I was having fun. Fun was there, only fun and I'd say true living, if anything. I felt alive then.
Bates scored 11 points at March's NCAA Indoor Championships, and he enters this week's NCAA Outdoor Championships primed to defend both his horizontal jumps titles. But collecting trophies isn't what Bates will be focused on in Eugene.
I would like the marks to show as well, but those are going to come with execution. So I just want to be able to execute execute to the best of my ability, so that I can be in a potential spot for those great things.
He's figuring it out again as far as him being confident in himself. I don't want to put any limits on KeAndre, but I think people are going to be surprised to see how far he jumps and right back to his winning ways. I'm going to speak it into existence.
I'm just going to enjoy the ride. It's going to be interesting. It's KeAndre. There'll be some frustrating moments, but there'll be more comical moments to come. I know that's coming with KeAndre. So I'm excited to watch that and, him becoming the next in a long line of great jumpers that come out of the University of Florida.